Imagine waking up one day and everything you know, your home, your family, your life, has changed overnight. Not because you moved, not because you forgot, but because reality itself has shifted. What would you do if your own family looked at you like a stranger? Sophie Carter woke up with a start, a strange feeling gnawing at her chest. Something was off. The bed beneath her felt different, softer. The air smelled unfamiliar. She sat up and looked around. This wasn't her bedroom. The furniture was similar but not quite right. The walls were painted a color she would never choose. Her bedside table was missing the framed picture of her and her fiancé, Ryan. Instead, a different photo was there, one she had never seen before. It was of some random couple, smiling. Panic set in. She rushed to the mirror. Same face, same brown eyes, same long dark hair, but something inside her screamed, "This isn't my life." She bolted out of the room. The hallway felt unfamiliar, yet eerily close to her own. The pictures on the walls were of people she didn't recognize. Heart pounding, she ran downstairs. A man stood in the kitchen, casually sipping coffee. He turned to her and smiled. "Morning, babe." Sophie froze. It wasn't Ryan. It was someone she had never seen before in her life. Who are you?" she stammered, stepping back. The man frowned. "Sophie, what's wrong?" Her breath caught. "Where is Ryan?" The man let out a short laugh. "Ryan? Who's Ryan?" Terror gripped her. "My fiancé, my house, where am I?" The man's face twisted in concern. "Sophie, this is our house. I'm your husband. We've been married for 5 years. Are you feeling okay?" Sophie felt her knees weaken. She staggered back, gripping the counter for support. No, this is wrong. I don't know you. I don't know this house. This is not my life." The man's expression shifted from confusion to fear. "Sophie, maybe we should call someone, a doctor, maybe." She didn't wait. She grabbed a coat hanging by the door and bolted outside. But outside was worse. The street looked almost right, the same layout, the same houses, but the colors, the small details, everything was just slightly different. The neighbors' cars weren't the same. Even the tree in front of her house, the one she had planted years ago, was missing. She ran to the house across the street and banged on the door. Mrs. Henderson, her elderly neighbor, answered, but instead of the warm smile Sophie knew, the woman's eyes were blank with no recognition. "Yes, can I help you?" Sophie's voice cracked. "Mrs. Henderson, it's me, Sophie, from across the street." The old woman frowned. "I don't know you, dear." Sophie staggered back. This wasn't possible. This wasn't real. She ran to the next house, to her best friend Emily's place. She pounded on the door, desperation rising. Emily answered, but the moment their eyes met, Sophie knew. The look on her best friend's face was the same, polite confusion, a stranger's gaze. "Can I help you?" Emily asked, hesitant. Sophie choked on her words. "Emily, it's me, Sophie. We've been best friends since college. Please tell me you remember me." Emily's eyes darted nervously. "I think you have the wrong person." Sophie collapsed onto the porch steps. Tears burned her eyes. How could everyone forget her? Or worse, what if she was the one who had slipped into a different world? Days passed. Doctors said she was suffering from memory loss or stress. The man claiming to be her husband, Daniel, stayed by her side, patient but wary. Every night, she went to bed hoping to wake up in her real life, but every morning, she opened her eyes to the same nightmare. Then, one night, as she lay staring at the ceiling, she whispered to herself, "This isn't my world. My real life is out there, somewhere." And she would do anything to get back to it. What would you do if you woke up in a life that wasn't yours, but everyone insisted it was? Would you accept it, or would you fight to find your way back?